you are creating history right now by being one of the first Jamaican drag racer to ship a car to the US to compete internationally. You're not residing in the US, right? You're still living in Jamaica. How you feel about that?
Honestly, is that a kind of like one big title?
Yeah.
It is above what I think I'm doing. I just want to race, and wherever we can race, then it simply means a lot of times we used to tell people in our past that if racing now go to Jamaica, I'm going to just ship the car them overseas, and I guess the time has just come where that is just the thing for the know.
Right.
Because it's not that I outgrow Jamaica, but as you can see, due to lockdown, COVID restrictions, the track developments and all of them something, the car been sitting here for quite some time, ready. So now it's time to just go and do what we have to do.
Well, you feel any pressure though? Any sort of pressure going into the competition?
Naturally, yeah. But that definitely won't get the best of me, because on such a big stage, I'm expecting to have hiccups.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
There'll be a lot of things to relearn from basically what we've had it here. You know, but we still have a good platform, and if all things go well and we get to the track from Tuesday night and we are first in, by Wednesday we'll start testing and get the car ready for qualifying Friday.
Alright, so you mentioned a while ago platform, right? That you have a good platform working with.
Yeah.
Just give us a quick rundown of your setup going into this competition.
Well, the engine we're running now is a 4-piston, 2.7 liter.
Okay.
It is a identical motor to what you would find running in the cars in the class already. Same 2.7 liter, same camshaft, same cylinder head, same ITB, same header, same gearbox, same slightly different ratios.
Okay.
So we're hoping that the ratio will make the difference from what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
The cars in the class, they vary. So for the cars that running the stock 99mm crank, those cars can weigh 1,800 pounds, and mine being a 2.7, which is a 106 crank, have to be 2,000 pounds. So I have to carry 200 pounds extra. Okay. But if you really check the spec side, those 99 cranks are pretty much making the same or similar horsepower to the 106, just less torque. Oh. So I'm hoping that the torque and the ratio will carry that extra 200 pounds. Yes. Right. Level, kind of try level the playing field, but so far the 99s are faster based on the weight difference than the 106. The rules changed from last year where the 106 was supposed to be 2,050 pounds. They took 50 pounds off, so we're carrying 50 pounds less this year. Okay. So let's see how that balance out the playing field. Right. And then we just move from there.
All right, I mentioned earlier that it's your first time competing. However, I know it's not your first time going to the event.
The last time was in 2018. 2019, I couldn't make it because of drag racing. We were hosting an event close to that time out here. Right. And we obviously couldn't be in two places at the same time. So 2017, 2018. Okay. I've been to the event twice before, or 3 times. We can't quite remember. Okay. I think it's twice.
What was the experience though? What was that like?
I think the last time I went there, 2018, walking out on the track the morning, I was there you know, with a friend of mine, Brandon, from Low Budget Racing. He's based in New York, one of the top runners in the class, and I was privileged enough where he gave me one of the crew passes, and I was able to walk out on the track and experience, you know, being at the start line and all of that. And coming home after the event, you know, I posted it on my Instagram. I said, the next time I'm here, I'll be a competitor, not a spectator. And
that was what, 2 years, 3 years ago?
That was 3 years ago. And that is the reality right now. Yeah, I've tried different combinations of this setup before. This will be the first time doing this one. It was kind of my personal input to 4-piston that derived or, you know, spec this motor. The last one was using a same 4-piston head, but I was using the Peacemaker head, which carried a 38.5 millimeter intake valve, and I was using big valve, small cam. And what I'm doing now, using small valve, which is a 37 millimeter valve, and a big cam.
Okay.
Yeah, because there were issues the last time with some clearances, and because of that, I never felt comfortable running the type of clearances that I would need to make the type of power.
Right.
So I believe that this is a more well, it's not on the dynos yet, so we have to just wait until we get the results.
And we're going to the dyno shortly.
Yeah, we're heading to dyno shortly. Yeah, one well done pump. The next one is the electronic water pump.
Oh.
Electric water pump.
Okay.
So basically we try to run the least amount of mechanical stuff off of the engine. So no alternator, no power steering obviously, no water pump. Everything we try to run them electrical.
Okay.
I run with the 16 volt battery. Fuel system, the class required to use VP M1 only. So we'll be running M1. Got some South Bay fuel injectors, 1600 cc.
8 or 4?
4.
Okay.
70 millimeter Kinsler ITBs. As you know, the Myers competition header. The gearbox is PPG 1 to 4. As I said, the ratio in it is kind of different.
So is that like a custom ratio?
No, it's not a custom ratio. It's just a combination of ratios that they wouldn't normally use in this class.
Okay.
As you know, over the years racing here, we've had more issues with trying to get traction. I use different tire sizes, and this is the ratio that gave me the best results here.
Right.
Don't know what it's going to be like over there.
Okay.
However, I don't know anybody else using this ratio. If they are, they haven't disclosed it.
Right. And electronics?
Everything controlled by AEM Infinity.
Okay.
So, running AEM Infinity CD7 dash. Some more stuff, but that's pretty basic. First thing to qualify for the event, it is kind of technical because every class, the cars have to be built specifically to meet the class rules.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's rules. It's not about just showing up and running.
Okay.
You have to meet weight rules, fuel rules, tire size, engine size,
chassis
specifications, and all of that. And again, you also have to have a minimum ET. So like the class that I was entering, you needed a minimum ET of 9.9 to enter.
Okay.
So if you have like, if you have an all motor car like this and you've never been 9.9, or you know, if you've only been 10.0, they wouldn't accept your registration.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it does take some amount of
doing.
Yeah.
Well, I see the turbocharged cars in the background.
Yeah.
Right. Are you taking the turbocharged car as well?
Maybe that will be next year's plan.
Okay.
Yeah, and do both of them at the same time. So we have to kind of test the waters with this one first.
Okay.
That car definitely, turbo car was not built to specification of the class.
Right.
Because that car would have to enter cars in that class going like 7s.
What?
Yeah. Like high 7s.
So that's sport front wheel drive.
Basically. They compete in a class called Super Street.
Oh.
So they run against like Supras and other cars like that, Mustangs. As they say, it's an import versus domestic.
Right.
So each imports have their specifics that they must build the car by. Domestics have their specifications, tire size, all of that. But the front runners in that class will go as fast as like 770, 780.
Wow.
790.
Wow. So basically, we would need what's the bumps stop for that class? Like, what's the best tire?
8.6.
8.6.
Yeah. 8.6. So if you get this car into competition for World Cup, however, you could compete at Honda Day with this car. Right. Because once the car chassis and engine meet the requirements, there's no like, you know, bump time for that. You can enter even with 111-second car. So what we'd have to try to do is, like, when I come back now, we'd have to try to rebuild this car to kind of meet class specifications. And if the whole process of getting this car over there and, you know, getting everything up to standard, then we would know we'd have the know-how
to proceed.
Move that car and run it for a while up there.
Based on what I've seen so far, I see you doing the oil, the changing the oil. I see you jacking up the car. I see you taking out the computer now.
What is it that I don't do?
What is it you do?
There are some things that is beyond me. I can do the basics of most stuff.
Right.
You know, if there's an electrical issue, I can find it. But I wouldn't say I'm competent in building like an entire wire harness. I can build it, but it won't look pretty, as how you see persons can build it and make it look pretty. I've built harnesses from scratch. So that I can do basic welding, but not the type of welding that is required for the car right now. So for that reason, I've been trying to find persons locally to assist me with getting the car ready, but everybody's pretty much booked. So for that, I'm trying to send the car before the end of this week. There's a fab shop in Florida that's going to keep the car for like about 2 to 3 weeks to finish up some work to the roll cage. There's a bar to be added, install the seat. Cars that have exceeded 135 miles per hour locally, we have put it in place so that cars should have a roll cage and they should comply within 2 race events. Cars, if it's not above 135 miles per hour, but it is faster than 10.0, which is 9.99, they should have a roll cage. And pretty much the roll cage specifications do meet NHRA or you know, international standard, because we kind of build the drag racing rules here based on their rule book. So as you can see, this is the same 10-point cage, same pipe thickness, pipe sizing, all of that bit pretty much was already in the car. It's just some more details now where the car needs a wind on it. It needs additional braces behind the driver's seat. You know, the mounting points for the harness, for the 5-point harness. You know, those have specifications now, not just like how we would normally probably just bolt them to like the flooring. There are other little like details in terms of like all the holes in the firewall must be blocked off.
What?
So we have to go cut metal now and seal all of those. You know, persons would have said run a wheelie bar, or you know, run bigger tires, or you know, cut the car some more. But I never wanted that.
Right.
I wanted the flexibility and knowing that if I wanted to race the car overseas, I would need a whole entire new chassis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I kind of always kept that in my mind, and then it always gave me a platform to compare. You know, when this car ran 9.9 at the time in 2017. The class in the States was like the fastest car was probably like 9, either 50s or 60s. So I was like 4/10 of a second off. Yeah. So
Wow.
it based on the conditions, it wasn't bad.
Yep.
Those cars were pulling 1.4 60 foot when I was pulling like, they were pulling like 1.4, 1.42, 1.43.
On a prep track.
On a prep track, and I was pulling like 1.55.
Wow.
At Vernon Field at the time.
Wow.
And as you know, with the weather conditions, they were doing it in like 40, 50 degrees weather. And in July when I did that, that was like 80, 90 degrees weather.
Too much summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it
All right.
with the things to consider, maybe back then the car in the States would have been like a 970, high 960 car. So it wasn't far off from competition.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We know normally, you know, racers going overseas, you know, there are sponsors on board. You have any sponsors for this trip?
Grizzly.
Yeah.
From and this is Harlech. You know, him kind of assist me. Not kind of, he's playing a big part in helping me get the car loaded. Using the connections that him have at the port.
Right.
To get the car loaded. Shipped out. Brandon from Twilight Performance of Florida. They might assist me with, you know, importing the car, getting the car cleared off of the wharf, and all of that kind of stuff. But in terms of like, you know, the straight up sponsorship, like a company, I come on board to say them want, you know, give you assistance. No.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I'm not looking for that type of assistance right now.
Right.
Because sponsorships carry a lot of weight, where persons going to want recognition, our companies will want recognition, and
certain kind of mileage.
From what they're putting in, and doing this right now solo is not something we have time for facilitate or accommodate that type of thing, knowing that I'm literally like 6 weeks away from the event, and there's so much work that still needs to be done.
Wow. 6 weeks.
6 weeks basically.
So that means you're shipping off the car pretty soon.
The car is supposed to ship off before the end of this week.
So I see that you're on a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my personal life we have to live.
True.
Now that there's kind of like, you know, the little delays with the no movement days, even though I still have to work. For those who follow me on Instagram, they realize that we lose a truck last week.
Yeah.
So we still have that to take care of. Then just call me a while ago from the factory at Kingston and say there's a shortage of raw material. So that is bad for business, but it's a good delay that I really needed for right now. So
it work in your favor.
Yeah, man, it working in my favor, so I'll take it.
All right, bro.
started out making 420. 2016 with same bore and stroke. Small valve, big cam at the time, 420. Around 10.0, but that was during the times of 26 by 10 big slicks, no prep at all at Vernon Field. And then 4 piston came out with a new cylinder head, which was the Peacemaker. And we'll go change the cylinder head and use big valve at that time with a smaller cam. And the car made 390, so we lost 30 horsepower. And went back out and ran 9.9 with 30 less horsepower.
Wow.
But by this, we did kind of like change up everything. We take off the big tire, then go small tire. Because there were disadvantages of running the big tire. So we were able to start pulling the same 60 foot now on the small tire than that we were pulling with the big tire.
Okay.
Are similar.
Right.
Because I did pull a 1.4 with the big tire. But the big tire would actually kill me up top.
Oh, okay.
So 390 ran 9.9.
So in terms of, because we're going to dyno shortly, what are you expecting?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Okay.
I have a figure in my mind, but I don't really want to say it.
Okay. All right.
Disappoint myself.
All right.
But I mean, I might as well say it because I already have the thought in my mind. I would love to see minimum 430 right now.
All right.
Anything over that is
Brata.
extra. We're just grateful for.
All right. So we'll see when we get to the dyno. Hopefully, we can. But with that 430 though, what can you do on a well prepped track?
430 with the weight, the 2,000 pound. Because I forgot add back weight to the car now. I think the car weigh like probably about 1,900 pound now, so I forgot add 100 pound to it.
Okay, no, but I overeat no.
No, I'm actually the on that. The day they accept my registration and made the list.
Yeah.
I go on the scale and I weigh 203 pound.
Yeah.
And been dieting since with mine a little workout here and there. I can walk a little bit more, I walk it.
Yeah.
And I'm down to 189 now, so I'm actually lose 14 pounds in a two weeks, so almost a pound a day.
You're serious?
I call it one water starvation there, but that work.
Well, you're serious?
Yeah, man. So,
yeah.
I try to get as much weight off of myself and off my back of the car so I can put it on the front to get the best traction as possible.
Got you.
But 2,000 pounds, 430 horsepower, should be able to push the car to like 195.
Alright.
9.5.
Nice.
Granted, 9.5 is not competitive B class.
Yeah.
9.5, they basically have it, you would have to treat everybody. Like, you'd have to pull off like some perfect reaction. And trust me, them guys are who seasoned the night, them, it's have a hard to beat them. But I mean, you can try to level the playing field as much as possible.
Right.
But I can tell you one of the biggest challenges that will come along the line, if me get paired with any like the domestic them.
Right.
When you leave with them being rear wheel drive cars, them a pull like low 1.3, some of them might even pull like 1.2, and some of them wheel start. So when you launch and then them jump out and you see them on them back wheel alone, gone through 60 foot in front of you, and you have to keep your composure now to say, alright, you're going to use your power now and drive me back up top. That's going to be a new thing for me. So I guess I'm just going to get my mind conditioned for all of that.
Yeah. So it's also a mental preparation.
But as I said, you know, just being there, going down the track, being a part of the event,
true,
is already a win for me.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So it will take pretty much anything when I get right now.
Everything else, bro.
I go out there to compete and do my best.
Alright, bro.
So just for record sake, I'm in the M1 fuel.
Okay.
Fresh M1. Just drain my tank. Just I pop my seal. Fresh M1, no additives.
Alright.
Somebody can buy me one funnel.
Alright,
The struggle is real.
All right, so if you're a yard man, right, you know, so we have to improvise, all right? No funnel.
And then same Buckley I go a World Cup.
That's serious?
John Star. Yeah, man.
So there are certain advancements left to be done to the car. Suspension wise, there's a lot more tunability or tunable suspensions out there. These are preset bone and rebound blocks racing suspension. We can mess with ride height, spring rate and that, but we can't adjust bone and rebound. So there's stuff to improve on that. There's lighter weight rear trailing arms from FCS race, so we can use those come equipped with ceramic bearings. We can also buy ceramic bearings for the front wheel bearings. We can put ceramic bearings in the gearbox, and those are low friction bearings where it reduces friction on the car. So stuff like that you will see probably like a mile per hour increase on your quarter mile pass because there's less. Some people say there's none, but it's obvious when you can literally hold one vehicle like this and it move easier than how my car move right now.
Right.
So there must be some benefit to it. So there are stuff like that left to be done to the car.
Yeah.
But
in time,
those upgrades will come when the car is overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we just wrapped up the dyno session. We made about 4 pulls on the dyno using the old base map from the last setup. Within 3 pulls we were able to, using the closed loop, we were able to get back the AFR. The car took like probably about 30 to 40% more fuel, which is a good sign. Obviously making more power than the last setup. Added some timing. Timing is somewhat conservative right now. Generally looking on the last calibration, the maximum timing at like 28-29 degrees, and right now we're just at like 24-25. So we still probably have some more power to pick up there. There's some more power to pick up from injector phasing. Adding timing can lean it out a little bit more. The FR is at like 11.5. However, as you and I discussed earlier, Ketran, that the objective today is that it makes no sense trying to tune the car here for maximum power, squeezing everything out of it, when obviously the car will need more fine tuning when we get to the US, where we're running in different climatic conditions. Yeah, because I mean, at the dyno today the temperature was 88 degrees. Maryland, you will be lucky if you see it in the 50s. Majority of the times it will be in the 40s. You know, we were at a dyno that the elevation was like 1950 feet, close to 2000. And if we get to somewhere in Maryland where the DA is like minus 500, we're looking at something completely different. So pretty comfortable. By the time we made the third pull, we were over 400. We know the car is on target to make you know the type of power we need to compete competitively. Made the final pulled it up about 9600 RPM, and everything seemed good. We still have good oil pressure. Temperature is good. We have no leaks. everything seemed fine, just a little bit of trembling in the steering, but that's because of the tires that we have on. So really never push it to go further today. So if we get to Florida in time, then we can finish up the work and then do another tune there and see what it look like.
All right, well, you know, we'll be following up for all the latest, you know, on this journey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, and all the best.
Yeah, man, definitely.
You don't know.
Definitely. Lot of hard work, but looking good.
Thank you for watching another video production of 876 Streets. Subscribing to our channel definitely means a lot to us. Thanks for your continuous support.